What's happening, everyone? My name is Speedstreak and welcome to my new series for my channel, Video Game Flashbacks. Now, for this series, I'll be talking about the history of the video game companies that we have known today, as well as the games themselves. So, since it is the Blue Blur's 28th birthday, it would be suitable if I start talking about the company which started it all, Sega. As you may have known, Sega has been mostly known for being the father of Sonic the Hedgehog, along with his sub-team, Sonic Team, as well as making many other famous game series, which I will talk about across this topic. So, how did Sega start off? What was its original purpose? Well, let's all wind back the clock and look into Sega and Sonic's roots. Let's travel back in time in video game Flashbacks. Now, before we start, we need to strap ourselves into our handy dandy time machine and let's see where we're going. Okay, let's see here. We're going back to the year 1940 in Honolulu, Hawaii. Here we go. Okay. Is everyone ready? Is everyone set? Okay, keep your hands, legs, and feet inside the time machine. Go eating, drink, or smoking, and please no flash photography or else you mess up the title. Alright then, everyone, here we go! Whoa! Whoa, almost there. Accelerating, and not too fast. Oh boy, here we go! Is everyone alright? I hope so. Okay. Now, while we're here in the year 1940, let's introduce ourselves to three men. Martin Bromley, Irving Bromberg, and James Humbert, who are in fact the founders of Sega. But what's interesting is that it wasn't called Sega in the first place. Its first name was in fact called Standard Games. The reason why they decided to create this company was because they got the idea from when they were entertaining the Hawaiian troops with pinballs, jukeboxes, and one-armed bandit toys. Soon after, Standard Games began selling coin-slotted machines to help further entertain the soldiers throughout World War II. Wait a minute, does this sound familiar? Pinballs, slotted machines, jukeboxes? It looks like Sonic's roots are intertwined with Sega's roots as well. Anyways, after the war, let's travel forward to the 1950s in Tokyo, Japan. Here we go. Woo! Now, this is where the company moved and was renamed to Service Games. During that time, David Rosen, a former officer who started Rosen Enterprises, which is a photo booth company also found in Japan, met with the Service Games founders and made a proposal to unite both of their companies in order to compete with Taito, which is another young gaming company at the time. The founders agreed, and soon the company ceased from making slot machines for military bases and started working on jukeboxes and pinball machine games for arcades. And this was when the company started to use the first two syllables of their title, officially naming themselves Sega. Now, to be honest, if they kept the title Standard Games, it wouldn't have the same jingle as Sega. It would be called STGA. STGA! Yeah, it doesn't work. Alright then, let's forward ourselves to 1966. And this... Whoa, here we go. Here we go. This was when Sega released its first official arcade game, Periscope, which features a periscope where people can look through and fire torpedoes at ships. Eventually, it soon became a massive success internationally, cementing Sega's role in the gaming industry. Soon after that, Sega became an exporter for its games while also having a hand in adding sounds and effects into the slot machine. Slot machine sound effects? Already we're seeing another connection to Sega's Future Blue mascot. Okay then, let's now travel to the 1970s. There we go. Traveling forward to the 1970s, in the wake of Pong, the very first arcade video game, Sega, along with many other companies including Taito, Atari, Namco, and Nintendo, would evolve into the video game companies which we all know and love today. Now what's interesting is that before it became an official video game company, Sega's logo was, ironically enough, red in the beginning. But later in the 1970s, Sega decided to change its logo to the iconic blue that remains to this day as a mark for the new era of video games. Now, you're probably thinking, hey, Sega was doing very well. Can nothing possibly go wrong? Well, although Sega and other young gaming companies all had an amazing start, a certain event nearly destroyed and stopped the video game industry for good.